Now we're going to find the slope from a graph. You'll notice there's two pieces to this direction. I have to draw a line representing the rise and the run. Let's make my triangle. I actually need to make the triangle, and then I need to state the slope of the line in simplest form. So I do only have to find the slope, and I don't have to write an entire equation. So if I want to find the slope, I need to look for 2 points along a line that are right at the intersection or the corners of the graph. So the y-intercept is one of them. And then as I travel along the line, okay, so as I go along this line, I need to find another intersection point that's right at the corner. So you're going to notice as I go down, it really doesn't hit again until I'm right down here, okay? So that is where I need to draw my triangle. So I'm going to do my up, down. Notice I drew the orange line. And my left, right. At this point, I just need to count the spaces. So notice I go down 5, negative 5, down 5, and then I go right 4. Okay, so my slope in this case is negative 5 over 4, which can also be written as negative 5 over 4. So the negative can go in front. One of the things I want to mention at the end, after you do this, you can check real quick. Ask yourself, is it negative or positive? Okay. Because if I look at the direction that the line is going, a negative line is downhill from left to right. Remember, it's like a skier going down. A positive is uphill from left to right. So you're hiking upward. Okay. So if I look at my line is definitely going downhill. So my slope has to be negative. So to double check my answer, is the slope that I find negative? Yes. So I can write that or type that in as my final negative 5/4. Notice it puts a negative in front and submit answer. And so that one was correct. Okay, so I'm going to do the next problem. Same thing again. I need to draw my line that represents this, and I need to find my slope. So this time I'm just going to use my mouse. I'm going to put a point right at the y-intercept. Okay. And if I look along the line, it really doesn't meet again until it gets down here. So I need to draw and be careful. I need to draw it down, and then I also need to go right. Okay. So if I look at the direction that I was going in, I went down 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, and I went right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So my slope is negative 4 over 5. Okay, so same thing at the end, I can ask myself, is it positive or negative? And when I look at my line, I can see that it's definitely going downhill. So it should be negative. My answer is negative. So I am most likely right with my slope. So I'm going to put that in, negative 4 over 5, and submit answer. Okay. And since we haven't had a positive slope, I'm going to just do one more. Once again, we're going to do the same thing. We're finding the slope. I'm going to look along my line right away. Now, this is strange. It doesn't actually meet at the y-intercept this time. So I need to pick another point along the line. And this one can be a little tricky. It's hard to see where exactly it's crossing. So I want to make sure that I pick something up right there. That definitely crosses. Okay, so be careful about where you're picking your points. I think the next point is up there. So I'm actually going to move up and over from that point. Okay. So when I do my second line, go like that. So it doesn't have to start at the y-intercept. And in this case, I went up 2 and right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope is 2 over 5. And it's definitely a positive line. Okay, it's going uphill. So if I'm looking, this is definitely uphill. So it should be positive. So now I can record my slope, 2 over 5. And yes. Okay, so that's how you find a slope graphically. Hopefully that helps with your slope. Just to mention, when you do something like this, if I'm looking at this particular problem, actually, say I pick a point, say I pick this point, and then this point up here. So I actually make a bigger triangle. So in this case, my triangle would look like this. So I would end up going up 4 and right 10. So when I write my slope would be 4 over 10. Well, I have to simplify that. So I have to divide by 2. So I would still get 2 over 5. Okay? So either whatever triangle you use, you're always going to get the same answer. If you do need to use the calculator, so you'll notice it's 4 over 10, I can pull up the calculator, type 4 divided by 10. Okay? It gives me 0.4. So I'm going to hit functions, frac, and it will convert 0.4 to 2 over 5. So now I have it written in fraction form. Okay, so those are alternate ways of doing that problem. And I'm going to move on from here to slope between 2 points. I'm going to do some extra examples for that because I know that was an area you tend to have difficulties with.